1, 2, check 1, 2. Let's go. Angel Love is in the building. What's up, Angel Love? Welcome in. Welcome in. Joe Patterson is in the building. 1111. Welcome in. Rich 21 is in the building. How are y'all feeling today? Welcome in, y'all. What's up, Lane? Welcome in. If y'all are joining over on TikTok, welcome into the live stream. I appreciate y'all being here so much. Let me know where y'all are joining from. If you make music, let me know the kind of music that you make. Love to chat with y'all for a little bit. It'll be a short live today, but we will listen to a handful of songs, and we'll get into a couple consultations here in just a little bit. Monster Doggo, welcome in. Jaden, I appreciate you tapping into the stream. Welcome in. Welcome in. Latitude Studio South, so good to see y'all in here. I appreciate y'all being here. Welcome in. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen as well. Do me a huge favor. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. Don't forget to send your heart me. It does really help out the live stream, and we'll get flowing here in a little bit. But yeah, would love to hear a little bit more about y'all, about the kind of music that you make, where you're joining from, so on and so on. And we'll get flowing here in just a little bit. I'll explain the whole structure of the live stream here in the next 4 or 5 minutes. Let me just get a couple things rolling here, get all of the different platforms we're live on right now up and moving. Liam is in the building. What's up, Liam? Thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you tapping in here. London in the building. DJ Liam, it's so good to see you in here, man. I appreciate you tapping in. Do you, you say your name says DJ, so, context clues here. I'm assuming you participate in the art of music in some capacity. But yeah, talk to me a little bit about the music that you do. Are you doing sets? You're doing DJ mixes, stuff like that? If you're performing, things like that, let me know. What's up? Was just watching your stream, fixing my track. Derek, let's go, dude. I love that, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Trey's in the building. What's up, Trey? I do produce and perform. Let's go. What kind of venues and sets and stuff like that are you doing? Are you doing small festivals and stuff like that? Let me know, man. That's really cool. I appreciate you being here. Is it Kara? Thank you so much. Kara, thank you so much for tapping into the stream. Trey has an album on streaming. Amazing, amazing, amazing. When did you put out the album? When did you put out the album? Let me double check a few things as we get flowing here. But again, make sure you're tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people, and we're gonna dive into some music here in just a little bit. Also, keep in mind, I'm gonna try today. We'll see. I'm gonna try today in taking submissions, pulling some people up as well. So if you're wanting to actually join the live stream, you'll be up on the stream, and we can talk a little bit about your track and what you're doing. Actually on the live stream makes it a little bit easier. We can talk back and forth a little bit, which is great, which is fantastic. Derek, just got yours and beautiful. Appreciate you, man. I do clubs and festivals. There's a big UK festival I'm DJing at next Sunday. Let's go. Congratulations, Liam. That's amazing. Emmy, welcome in. Louis, I appreciate you being here. Or if it's Lewis, let me know. Thank you so much for tapping in. I got you. Let me get you updated here. Oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna try to update the flow here a little bit today. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try to get a couple things moving and growing here. Peter's in the building. What's up, Peter? Welcome in, y'all. Once again, let me know where y'all are joining from. Let me know if you make music, the kind of music that you make. And then I'll explain the live stream here in just a couple minutes. I'm just waiting for all the different platforms to kind of kick on and get some things flowing here. And then we'll dive into some music in a second. Derek Bennett, I got you on the board. You ready to go? Trey, I got you. Give me 2 seconds. I'll let y'all know where to send your music. But everything is at my profile. But I will update everything in here in just a moment. Joseph's in the building. TTF is in the building as well. Welcome in, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining the stream. Naughty Nay, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Taylana, appreciate you joining the stream. How are y'all feeling today? Carla's in the building. What's up, Carla? Reminds me of one of those background, it's like James Quinn or whatever, those background piano songs or something like that. Those are always fun to have in the background. All right, give me 1 second. Derek said, I've got a vocal writing session tomorrow in the studio. I love that you're doing that. I love that you're doing that. TTF, give me just 1 moment. In about 45 seconds, I will explain the live stream. I'll let y'all know where to go as far as submitting your music, getting on the live stream, so on and so on. And we'll get that flowing here in just a second. Queasy's in the building. Is it Fib? Is it Fib? I always try when people have interesting usernames. I try to get it right. Is it 4IB or is it Fib? Is it Fib? If it's Fib, I'm going to be very happy because I'm using just my intuition. All right, let me see a couple things here. It might just be four IB or Abe or something like that. Is it Mateus? Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you joining the stream. Welcome in. Trevor's in the building. How have you been enjoying that, Derek? I know you did the last one that we got to hear, a week or a couple weeks ago. That first writing session and the first like vocal recording session, vocal tracking session in your studio. How does is that feeling pretty good? Are you feeling confident with that, man? That's a fun process. I think the more that you do that, the more you're going to fall in love with having some level of autonomy over what's happening in the productions and stuff like that. Kylan's in the building. Is that one of my songs in the email in your link tree? Okay, yeah, I'll double check. I'll double check everything here in a second. I will also make sure that y'all get full submissions on there so we can get into the music. All right, let's dive in, y'all. Let's dive in. Let me go ahead and give a quick spiel before we dive into the music here. And we'll get everything organized. We'll get all of y'all moving in the right direction. For those of you who have never been here before, welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the family. I appreciate y'all being here. So sent an interesting one tonight. Oh, let's go. So excited for y'all to be here. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Keep in mind, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. This is a short live today. It has been. I feel like it has been for like the last 3 months. We've just been doing way too much other work. So it's another short live today. We're going to listen to like 4 songs, 4 or 5 songs, 4 or 5 consultations that we're going to do today. If you have never been here before, welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the family. These are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen consultations on the structure of your music. This is not a quick review. There is no trash or pass. There are no ratings. There are no polls. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what we do. These are 20 to 30 minutes. Terrell's in the building. What's up, family? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing fantastic today. These are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen consultations. We are going to dive deep. We're going to get into the details. We're going to dive into the nuances of what you're doing within the structure of your music, both creatively and practically. We are going to dive into your mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyric and song formatting. We're going to dive in the deep end. Like I said, there's no trash or pass or anything like that. I am not here to hype you up. I'm not here to give you exposure. If that happens, fabulous. Love it. It's just not my priority. It's not what we're trying to do. We're also not here to trash you. I'm not here to roast you. I'm not here to tear you down. I want to make sure that you are getting specific, professional, and actionable feedback on the structure of your music over the 2 to 3 listens that we give your track and over the course of your consultation. Let me double check a few things as we're getting rolling here. But for those of you who don't know who I am, maybe you've never been here before, I am C4. Welcome in. If you've never been here before, my name is Torvik. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. I've done that for the last 14 plus years. I'm also a classically trained pianist. So the structure of this live stream is from that perspective. It's for that reason. That's kind of the way that we are getting into the details of your music. Okay, if you would like to submit your music, Free Willy, so good to see you. If you want to submit your music for a consultation or even to get onto the stream where you can actually join the stream, we'll talk back and forth. We'll talk through your record, give some tips, and really get into the details of what you're doing. If that is interesting to you, then you can go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. Once again, go to my profile, click on the link, read through, and follow all the details there. If you would like to check the line, order, minimum, stuff like that, it's on the other platforms that we're live on, YouTube and Twitch, which you can find at my link as well. Okay. And if you are on YouTube right now, if you are on the Red app, as we call it, you can go to the description for the live stream. And if you are on the Purple app, use your imagination. You can type !submit right there in the chat. And we'll get you up on the board ready to go. Once again, if you do join as a consultation today, you have the option, if you would like to actually hop on the screen and get on up here so that we can talk a little bit about your record after we do our first listen. But let's get into some music, y'all. Like I said, it's going to be about 3 or 4 songs today, or probably about 4 songs today, realistically speaking. Naughty, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. I'm a white 40-year-old father that releases rap singles under an alter ego Riv color on all platforms. Crispy on the inside. Thank you for tapping in. I really appreciate you being here. Riser, welcome in as well. If anybody would like to submit, everything's at my profile. Click on the link, read through, follow the details there. G Money, welcome in. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into these first couple tracks here. Let me go and get them downloaded. Victor, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. R3trac is in the building. What's up, R3trac? It's so good to see you, man. Let me get Derek Bennett in here, and then just keep in mind, Liam, I have your email, but I don't have a full submission. So just keep in mind that you do need to follow all the steps if you'd like to get yourself on the board. Dan the Band the Man. What's up, man? Thank you so much for tapping in. Thank you for the heart me as well, man. I appreciate you joining the stream today. Let's get into these first records, man. Let me get Derek round loaded. This is an interlude track with the kids choir. I don't think I've heard this one before. For those of you who don't know, Dan the Band, NYC, the man, the super fan, right here in the chat. He's a phenomenal musician. He's touring right now. He's doing some really, really cool stuff. He's incredibly knowledgeable in a lot of the spaces that we talk about on here as well. It's another person, one of the few people in this realm, professionally speaking, that I can recommend y'all tap in with. He goes live all the time as well. Hop in, send him money, send him gifts, send him questions, all of the above. But show some love and support anytime you see some of the family in here, doing their thing. Okay. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We got Derek in the building. Let's go ahead and get into our first listen. Let's dive in over here and get some things rolling. And then Derek, let me know as well if you want to hop up on the board as well. Let me know, and we'll bring you up on the live so we can talk a little bit and get some things flowing. All right, this is "Be Thou My Vision" by Derek Bennett Music.
Be thou my vision, O Lord of my all.
What's up, Miranda? Welcome in.
Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, by day or by night.
Sick.
Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I am with thee.
This is a trailer. That's a trailer track right there.
Thou my great Father, I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and I with thee one. Riches I eat not, nor man's empty bread. Thou art in heaven, silent away.
I like the feel of this a lot. Horizon, welcome in. I like the melody following with the low spiccato at the bottom right there too. Boom. Let's go, Derek. This is really cool, Derek. One of my favorite productions I've heard from you, at least in the last 6 months or so. This is great. Solid sub bass right there. Cuts underneath beautifully. What's up, D-Busy? R3trac, thank you for the heartbeat, man. I appreciate you. Yo, show some love, show some love, show some love. That is the family, Derek Bennett, right here in the chat. Show some love, show some love. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully done. Let's get into it, man. Let's dive into some of the details. Let's get into some of the nuances of this. There's a few tiny, tiny, tiny little details, very, very minuscule details. One is you have some, this, D sharp minor is, let me switch pianos here for one little second. So you have the, some really fun, interesting progressions here and scaling here that I think is really, really interesting. Some of these like, natural minors and stuff that are going on that I think are really, really fun to mess around with. The one thing that I am kind of listening for is there's a couple times where we need to make sure those interesting accidentals and stuff that happen on the strings and piano and bass side that they're really cool. I love the way they feel. Like I said, one of my favorite productions from you. I love, love, love the way that they feel, that they match some of the other like strict major movements to minor movements that the choir does. So that's some of those little details in the background that I want to listen for, because I think there's a couple times where like maybe the choir goes to like a major for a second on one of the high harmonies at the same time as still having like a G sharp minor in the production. So you have like these two things happening at the same time. There's a lot of dissonance and tension there. So let's dig into that just for a little bit. I'll see if I can pinpoint kind of exactly where that's happening in the song. Torvik constantly playing the Dracula theme with one hit. Wait, I don't even know. What's the Dracula theme? I need to stay up on it. I think I've missed it. I I hope you have a great stream, legend. You're super talented. Is it Flip? Or is it Philip? Philip. Oh, Philip. What a gorgeous name. Philip or Philippe, thank you so much. You're very, very kind and sweet. I appreciate that a lot. I had to redo production twice on this because of the key. I didn't know where it was at first. Yeah, it's one of those things where you're running into accidentals, right? Where you have like in the key of, D sharp minor here, right? But then you move to the major right there all of a sudden, which is, how much, I love that so much. Like, right? That's great. But then you occasionally have this, go to this, like you have an accidental that shifts between the G and the G sharp right there, creating that tension that makes the song feel so cool. But we have to also then make sure that the choir and those chords always make sense together, because it's not just strictly D sharp. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like it's not just strictly D sharp minor, because there's other times where you're pushing into a major or doing the same over on the G sharp. So anyways, let's run it from the top. Let's get into some of those details. Once again, quick reminder, if y'all want to submit for these consultations, they take about 20 to 30 minutes. We can even bring you up. It's in D sharp minor. And let me see if there's any context for some of the other, movements that are in there. But just because something is in a key doesn't mean that there aren't parts that float away from that, right? Like in the same way that I can be here in C major, right? I'm just gonna play really basic, right? C major, but I can also, I can have these little like jazzy accidentals in there from the D sharp that's not in the key of C major. This D sharp, right? That's not in the key of C major, but if you use it as an accidental or a passing chromatic note or whatever it may be, I can have all of this make sense, right? It just kind of depends on how you use it. I think largely speaking, your root bass notes are D sharp on the sub bass. Your strings are all kind of, they're kind of playing off the D sharp most of the time. So, bass line, you're working out of D sharp minor. Let's run it from the top. But yeah, if y'all want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details there. We'll get you up on the board, ready to go. If you would like to join the stream, you definitely can as well, so we can talk through your record in a little bit more depth. All right, let's run it back from the top. See, like right there, like you can hear these minor textures. That technically, over a D sharp sub bass and a G top line, you are technically playing a D sharp major right there. Does that make sense? But the main underline of the song is D sharp minor. That's where you have to fine tune. Okay, when the choir shifts randomly to a G right there, making it a major chord, which is sick. I love it so much. When it shifts to a G, making it a D sharp major in that moment, just make sure there's no other elements that are doing still like the F sharp, right? Make sure there's nothing else there that is still doing the minor, because then you're gonna have all this nasty tension between these two notes right here. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. But yeah, that's the note. That's the note right there that's creating all of that tension, which I love. I think that's great. I got you. Beautiful. It's really cool. This intro, I mean, honestly, this is one of those intros where like you could create this whole song. I could hear this whole intro like 8 to 10 BPM slower as like a really dark cinematic theatrical trailer or something like that. You know, like if this whole thing was like slowed down a little bit, not as rushed through, sounds great in the context of a song, but if this was slowed down and spread out a little bit, I feel like this would have a really, really cool theater presence. I think it would be fantastic. I think it would be really cool. Like what would be interesting? You know me, I'm always trying to find, even though I don't do any of this myself, I should. I just don't make my own music as often as I would like to. But um as an idea for you to promote, you should take the like produce out the song, release it, get everything finalized and put it out on platforms, right? And then do another version that's like the slowed down version, slow everything down a little bit, maybe even like pitch it down 2 semitones, make it really eerie and nasty. Jodo, thank you for the follow. And then put this track underneath trailers. Like I'm trying to think of like what kind of a trailer this could go underneath. I mean, I could hear this under some like period piece, like medieval, something crazy. I don't know. What comes to mind is like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, that style. But I feel like something in that vein, it would be really cool for you to just like take out the music, isolate the vocal, and then put your music to it and see how it feels to another trailer. Just mess around with that a little bit, do some video magic. I think it'll be fun because it also shows people where these things can live, right? Because sometimes like I think some of the hard parts about like getting your music to connect with people is they don't know where to put it, right? Like if you were to hear this song, right, and this is beautiful, I love this is not necessarily a song that I would like listen to when I'm working out. I don't know if, and it's an interlude, so I'm keeping that in mind as well, but it's not a song I would listen to working out. It's not necessarily a song that I would like have on the background during dinner. It's not necessarily this is a very specific pocket of what the listener experiences for something like this. And I feel like it is synced, right? I feel like it is placed with something with visual. That's what makes this so impactful. So if you can show that to an audience and just off the bat be like, this is where I intend for a song like this to be placed, you are more likely to get people reaching out being like, hey, I'm actually working on a short film for this little festival. I would love to use this as a trailer, like an intro song, whatever. And then you can start to build connection that way. It's happened to me a couple times. I'm still waiting on a couple things to follow through, but like it is Joe, thank you for the heart, me Joe. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Danielle's in the building. What's up, Danielle? Thank you for the fist bump, Joe, as well, bro. It's so good to see you, man. I hope you're doing fantastic. Danielle, I hope you're having a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for joining. But there's been a couple times. So one of the times was I have a YouTube video of me doing like kind of freestyle synth work. I call it the synthwave playlist or whatever, that the series that I have on my YouTube channel. And it's during that I just played I was using the Poly D and I built this whole synth thing, just literally using that one synth in paraphonic mode with a bunch of reverb on it. And with that synth, I built this like 6-minute freestyle track that I put on YouTube. With that, I was like, you know what? This would actually be really, really cool. Some of y'all have probably seen it. This would be really, really cool synced to Interstellar. Interstellar is my favorite movie. I think it's a phenomenal movie. And I love the score on that movie already with Hans Zimmer, so it doesn't need anything. But I was like, you know what would be cool is if I took a scene from Interstellar and I put my synth behind it. It took out the music, isolated the vocals and the sound design, added some of my own sound design, and then added my own synth. And I posted it. It's not like it even went crazy. It made a couple thousand views or something like that. And since that happened, I had someone reach out and be like, hey, I'm working on films, I'm working on this, I'm working on this. I'm going to keep you in my back pocket because of all these different things. We need some synth players. We need some people. Like, you just never know what happens. It's like, if you want to score, if you want to sync, things, a lot of times you got to put yourself in that position, right? You got to allow people to kind of see that that's what you do, as opposed to just like the random clips. Like if all you make is random beats and random clips of random songs, it's probably less likely that someone is going to be like, oh, this random beat that I found, let's place it. It's like, sometimes you have to be like, this is for that. You can almost like hand it to them on a silver platter. Okay. All of that is way aside, way aside. Maybe a naive question, but how do you get the videos without copyright issues? I mean, it's just like, you just like do it. It's like you can't make money on it. Usually the videos, you're not going to have an issue with the videos. You will just won't be able to monetize it. Usually they will just claim it. Is usually what happens. The other thing that I did is I don't know I don't know how old the video is. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. I did it like a year ago. What I did is I put me playing the synth during that time and I layered it with the video over the top. So it's not like I'm just showing the clip from Interstellar with my music in the background. Number one, that's just not that engaging. Like just hearing Interstellar with the wrong music, I don't think is like that is that interesting to people, right? Like I don't know if that's that interesting. Now the original, I'll pull it up just really quick so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, credit in the caption, like loose stuff like that. That's really easy. But I can show you real quick, just kind of what it is. But on your short clips, you just splice, you just put them together. Let's see. It should be just right around here. Oh, more videos than I thought. Oh yeah, Ascension. Let me see, and I'll just kind of show you what it looks like. So it's literally just this, right? It's just like me playing the synth, right? Right. So I just had that, right? And it's just like 6 minutes or it's 8:45, and 8 to 9 minutes of me playing the synth and messing around with stuff and whatever. Saying show exactly, Dan. Way better, way more concise way of putting it. Thank you for the heart, me, Libby. That's what I'm talking about. So the YouTube video is just that. The YouTube video is just me playing synths. The TikTok post that I made, that Instagram reel that I made, was that video, and then stacked on top of it was the scene from Interstellar when they're about to go into the black hole. And again, you can find it on my TikTok and whatever, if you scroll down a bit. I'll probably repost it soon. And so on the TikTok, I layered both so that for one, you see me playing the synth, makes it real, it's tangible. And it's also just not a clip of Interstellar with the wrong music. It actually feels like something a little bit more interesting. Anyways, you could do that, right? Like, pull up the trailer to, I'm just making this up, at like Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You pull up the trailer to that, you isolate the vocals, you take out the music, and then you put your music underneath it, but you still show the trailer for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and you still show maybe your DAW, maybe you're showing Ableton underneath it, that I rescored this or whatever. And like, there's just ways that you can do that are personal to you, feel authentic to you. Anyways, that's a huge side note. Let's get into the track a little bit deeper here. All right. Anyways, this is dope. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Waking or sleeping, thy presence, my light.
One encouragement that I would have for you on this little track here, what's going to make this track? You have the heavy, hard-hitting, cinematic production down. Dude, I love the choir so much. I'm obsessed. It's so good. You have that part down, right? So low rolling basses, the, bright open choir, huge cinematic drums, sub bass comes in later, like heavy strings. You got all of that down. No issues at all. What I would encourage you to dig a little bit deeper into is just like the ear candy in between certain things and stuff that doesn't feel too, especially in cinematic work, like that doesn't feel too static or too sterile or too like on the nose. Like I'm talking about like add a little quarter of a second sample of like wind and add a huge ping pong delay to it and then automate the pitch up a little bit or down a little bit. Like weird sounds like that. Like lower LFOs and stuff like that, like interesting elements on some of these breakdowns where you're going down to just a low bass, and it's still you'll still keep the dynamic. What I'm not trying to get out of this is like a big boost in dynamic. I still want it to feel empty and low, but I also don't want it to feel static by just holding on just like a singular note where you actually lose a little bit of steam in it, because there's no like I want to feel like that anticipation that some more stuff is coming. I think sometimes even just a little bit of ear candy can help with that. So like even here,
Sleeping, thy presence, my light.
you know what I mean? Like that, I'm making that up with my mouth. You know what I mean? But like you get the idea, right? Of just that little texture in there, something. something. It just, for one, it just kind of keeps me in the beat for a second. It just like holds my attention for a second, makes me want to go to the next measure. And then you can kind of build from there. You can be incredibly subtle with stuff like this, but I think it just helps maintain attention and keep it from just being bass. It's a nice bass. There's nothing wrong with the bass. Thank you for the follow, Chronic. I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with the bass, but it is just very static. There's not a lot of modulation, right? You don't really have any like really light LFO work or anything. It's nice chorusing and stuff, but it's pretty strict as far as what it's doing. Nothing wrong with that at all. But it would be nice to have some other elements to give you some of that texture and character in there. All right, let's keep this rolling. It's time. This is my kingdom. I don't know, dude. You got to get this stuff on a trailer. It's so good. I know it. Literally. Okay, now this section here, let's get in here just for a second. There's a part of me that's not loving the hats in here. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome in. I'll just first time seeing it here as well. But thank you for tapping in, and I'll hopefully see you soon. There's something I'm not loving about the kind of thin, transient nature of the hi-hats right now. I think in just contrast with some of the other percussion elements and bass elements that feel very dark and really heavy. Now, obviously, there can be a benefit to contrasting that with some lighter, brighter elements. To me, the consistency, right, the consistency of like these hi-hat trills and stuff like that, to me feels a little tinny for how much power and presence there is and everything else in the production. So I'm curious, not that you need to necessarily take out those hats or switch them to something else. That obviously is up to you. But I'm curious if there's another almost like noise, like white noise hat or something that's a little as opposed to the you know what I mean? That you could like layer over there in like 16th notes, maybe like 16th notes with a really slow flanger or phaser. Like there's some interesting things you could do that maybe keep it from sounding too like thin and bright and pointy, and make it actually feel a little, still has some weight and some energy to it. Just an idea, right? For whatever reason, coming from how heavy all of this feels right here, my brain's not loving something that's so pointy, right? So like thin and pointy. I would love something that has a little bit of energy. Scatterbrains, welcome in. I appreciate you joining. Yeah, if anybody would like to submit your music, we're still going to do hopefully a couple more consultations tonight. You can go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details there. Would love to get you up on the board. Anna, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. We'll get you up there. And of course, if you want to join the live as well, you definitely can. I love the layering of the snares right there too. I mean, that sounds massive. And again, this isn't mixed necessarily as far as I'm aware, but that snare is beefy, it's big, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm really liking the vast majority of the sound design here. Okay, I think it's right in here. That I'm here. Yeah, just the producer mix. Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. Echo the Natives, welcome in. The fact that we're still going to get a lot of this worked out, I think is fantastic. I think it's right in here. You add, so again, most of these elements are the heavier D sharp minor structure, shifting to the to the G, where that gives you your D sharp major, which I love. The choir's handling a lot of that work. That is followed by the strings. You have some like high and low, I think, spiccatos that are handling a lot of those, you know, stabs and stacks that are moving down to the G. Love it. So much of that I think sounds absolutely fantastic. There's one little note in here, and I think it is actually the high arpeggio that you bring in. I think there's like a little high, it might even be off the D sharp minor, so you can check that. There's a little high element at the top right there doing a you know, like a 16th arpeggio. That little thing right there, watch what it's doing, if it's auto arpeggiating or if you're actually playing in MIDI. Watch where those notes are hitting, and when the G comes into play with the spiccatos on the strings and the vocal. Dude, I miss Severance so bad. I was literally just saw a clip the other day on TikTok. I was like, dude, it's the best show ever. I miss that show so much. It's only been like 9 months or something, and I'm desperate for it. Okay. That aside, let's listen for this. This note here really quick. Hey, I think, yeah, it's like I think it's the high arpeggio there. I just sent my submission if you don't catch them, but I didn't see where I put the link to the song. Arctic, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me double check that here in a second. It's at the same place. So when you go to the form to send in your music, at the top there, at the top there, there's an email that you can just copy over. Just copy over that copy over the email, and you'll send it right there, and you'll be ready to go. Right there. Dun. So I'm curious. Let me hear it again. I think it's a couple things kind of happening at the same time where there's a G sharp note in the synth. Yeah, I think watch where the G sharp sits. It's a difficult submission process. Just send your music to the email, send a credit, and you're done. It's actually really easy. Just watch where that G sharp hits, because if it hits in that kind of arpeggio, that sequence that you're doing right there, if it hits in that little pocket right there, and then all of the strings and all of the choir vocals drop to the G, you're going to constantly have this tension right here. So just watch out for that. Every once in a while in these bigger moments in the song, you get this nasty kind of dissonance in the background. And I do think it would be helpful to even that out a little bit, so this feels a little bit more powerful. And there's not kind of every 6 seconds, there's like a little harshness, that kind of a little abrasive pocket that kicks in and then cuts out of the mix. It's very, very subtle, incredibly subtle. But to me, it would be nice to smooth it out a little bit. The submission page more rewarding because people are dense. That's true. That's true. Or just change it. So like if, you know, once again, if you're, right? Like I'm making up the sequence here, right? But just when everything shifts to the G, strings and choir, make sure in that sequence, the G sharp moves to the G as well. It can probably, like, again, the first half here, fine. All this coming up here. It's all great. But here, right there, the dun dun dun, right in there, all of that needs to like settle on the G and make sure there's not too many G sharps in there, or it's maybe a little bit of a different sequence right there. Yeah, everything right there needs to shift down. Then you'll be good to go. Okay, let's get into the last section here. Let's get into the last section here really quick. All right, and then let me double check something here really quick. And then Arctic, does your name start with a C? I just want to make sure I get the right. I want to make sure I get the right name up on the board. I appreciate you so much, but I believe that was you. I just want to make sure I double check. Perfect, got you. Let's go back through the breakdown real quick. I got your email, Chance. I got your email. Thank you so much. I I think even here we can have a little bit more of the very subtle. This is where you have 50 tracks of random tiny little things that only exist once in a song, right? Of just this not feeling too repeated and looped or anything like that, but there's like small little changes each time that feels interesting and feels really engaging. There's some of that in there. Like a little like just tiny little things, and you can fit that in however feels like it makes sense, right? But there's a couple little movements in there, some kind of air in the background, obviously the piano doing its melody, that I would love even the most subtle separate little pockets in there that I think would be nice to just wake up these low moments so that they don't feel too static, or they don't feel like it's just pad hitting you right here with a lead element, but there's like a lot of little interesting things happening in the background, even if they're really subtle, even if they don't exist for very long. I think it'll help. Right there a little bit. So like, yeah, watch some of these high notes here. It moves. I think there's a couple little pockets in here where there's two notes hitting at the same time. We're mainly, thank you for the rose. We're mainly watching these seconds, right? Where like the G and the G sharp hit at the same time, the G sharp and the A sharp hit at the same time. So I think the high of a tremolo in the background, the high tremolo right there, I think moves it maybe up to the A sharp, or you can kind of check where those seconds are. And just look for a couple of those little moments there, and then make sure that they actually feel fairly consistent as far as where those notes are hitting. So reminds me of the producer, Tommy Prophet. You're speaking their language, R3trac. You just made their day. that's the artist or the producer that Derek's always talking about. All right, let's get to this last little part. Beautiful. Nice little bass sub drop at the end right there. Y'all, show some love. Show some love, show some love. Barefoot Bob's in the building. If it is the A sharp, it kind of depends on exactly how long it holds, because it shifts a little bit. So it's hard to listen between these, because there's two different strings happening at the same time, whichever one it is, because I think there's one that's still on the G sharp and one that moves to the A sharp, and because they fit a similar mold frequency wise, it's kind of hard to dissect which one goes higher. I think the sub bass also moves maybe to the B flat or A sharp. Or maybe I think it's a B. I actually think it's the B. So all A sharp. Where's the bass going? Because does the bass go straight to the B? That's where it is then. That's what I was listening for. I was like, there's a bass and then there's those two. Yeah, so that's it. So I think that's dropping down where all of these are going, right? We're hearing that tension between all of those different, I mean, this is lower, so it's more like that right there. That's the tension that we're getting right there. So you probably want to make sure that bass just goes straight to the A sharp, or follows maybe a slightly different path to getting there, like goes up to the C sharp then to the A sharp. So like if it went, if it's like here and then it went, as opposed to, that might be better. So maybe try it on the C sharp instead of the B, or just going straight to the, you could even do a G sharp to the A sharp. So you could could walk up that way, but it's definitely the B. That's the one note, because there's one thing, whether it's the tremolo or something else, that's a half note, or it's a semitone above everything else, and that's where all of that like tension is coming from right there, and it happens every time the progression comes back around. So that's why I was curious, as like where is that happening in the production structure? And I think that's the only other part there. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. Y'all show some, yeah, dude. Of course. Y'all please show some love. Honestly, Derek, this is one of my favorite productions from you. One of my favorite productions from you, man. You're so incredibly talented. I've seen you grow in the way that you are building these records. It makes me so excited for you. I need everybody to show some love to Derek Bennett Music right here in the chat. Show some love. Make sure that you're following Derek. Tap in with what he's doing. He's doing a lot of really interesting stuff. A lot of really cool production. So definitely check out what he's working on. Let me update a few things here really quick. We'll get into our next record. Quick reminder, if you would like to submit your music for a consultation, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details from there. We'll get you up on the board, ready to go. Let me just double check a few things here as we're rolling. Let me just make sure I got this. And I got you, Track. And I'm gonna go ahead for the mod stuff. I'm gonna push you, Track. I appreciate you, brother. Let me get you on. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, if y'all would like to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details. Keep in mind, these are 20 to 30-minute consultations. They're a deep dive into the structure of your music. We're going to listen to your track, your production, your instrumental, your vocals, whatever it is, for about 20 to 30 minutes, getting into the details of your music. If you want to submit, everything's at my profile. Click on the link, read through, and follow the steps. If you're on the red app, you can go to the description. If you're on the purple app, you can type !submit right there in the chat. All right, let's get it rolling. So R3trac, I'm gonna I know I bumped you for mod, so I appreciate you, man. You've been really helpful. Anytime I get the chance, I always want to make sure. But I got you, man. Always gotta show some love to the family, man, especially when y'all are helping out as much as y'all are. I'm only going to be listening to a handful of other tracks tonight, y'all, maybe like another 2 or 3 songs. So if you want to submit, I would submit early, just because we're not going to be on for very long. It's going to be short and sweet. Let me double check a few things as we get them rolling, and then we'll update. And keep in mind as well, if you would like to, you have the option to join the stream as well. If you would like to talk a little bit more in depth about your record, or have a little bit more of a back and forth as far as talking through some of the things that we're talking about. If that makes it a little bit easier, you can absolutely join the stream. Just let me know if you want to do that, and we'll bring you on after we do our first listen. All right. Okay, well, I'll just wait for R3trac's email to come in, and then we'll be ready to go. And that's for you. Wait. I'm so confused. I'm very confused. Hold on. That's crazy. Absolutely, Arctic, 100%. Many times. Many times. It's fun. Chris, welcome in. That's so funny. Like, oh, okay, totally. Got it. Next chat. Sam Derose, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Next chat down. Next chat down. Like, I just immediately ignored. Chris, welcome in. It's good to see you. I appreciate you tapping into the stream. It's hard to play piano. I feel like my fingers busted right now. If I just ignore this finger, it'll do okay. We got R3trac in the building. Conmigo in the building. All right, let's get this rolling. So much work today. I was like, this finger is, I feel like it's like not functioning. What kind of music into? Absolutely any genre. Absolutely. And I mean, I personally love 80s stuff. I love synths. So and you know, synthwave, dark wave stuff, 80s pop, like you know, I like that stuff a lot. So that's a lot of the work that I like to, you know, I really enjoy listening to and like to work on a lot. A lot of people hire me for that reason because I have a lot of synths. I work in a lot of synths, but I work in and work around all genres. Okay. We got R3trac in the building. Let me get this downloaded really quick and let's get into our first listen. This is the family right here. We've got Conmigo by, let me see if it's going to let it download. By R3trac. I'm watching on Twitch, but I'm going to over here. Sounds good, R3trac. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Weiss, welcome in. Let's go R3trac. Percussion snappy. Yeah, I mean that's a whole other thing I gotta figure out. I'm putting a lot of load on this computer right now doing some. Got you, Sam. Got you. Appreciate you. Yeah. It's because the paid one is like $130 to give you more options and control, of course. Yo, show some love, man. Show some love. Let's get into it. Yeah, the to do live synced reactive stuff like that that's what they do at like major like DJ like show like huge DJ shows and stuff like that. You'll see like now like it calms down in between, and then when it starts playing, it's just like subtle. It's just like subtle little moves and stuff like that. It's just a vibe. It's something. But yeah, it's like there's a lot more control and like another 100 different things you could do by, you know, paying the $130 or whatever. It's a one-time license at least. But yeah, it's like it's not, you know, it's not the most obvious or whatever. But anyways, let's run it from the top. This is Conmigo by R3trac in the building. Y'all show some love to R3trac. Show some love. Let's get back over here. Yeah, it's just one time. And I mean, it is like a worthwhile because like people use this kind of software. They use it for like lyric videos, you know, like backgrounds and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that we could do that would be interesting. Dabber, welcome in. Thank you for hopping in. I appreciate you being here. There's a lot that we could do with it, but all in due time. Yeah, it's like if it's eating or that, then I choose eat. All right, let's run it from the top, man. Let's get into some of the details here. Right off the bat, there's only like one major structural thing that I think needs correcting. And for me, it's the C sharp to F sharp. Let me hear. There. Okay, so that what to me, as far as balancing this out, one of the few things that I think needs to be kind of tucked in, rearranged a little bit right here is the C sharp to F sharp. I would make sure, C sharp being the key that this is in, it's in C sharp minor. Your first chord here should be an F sharp. That's what your samples are in, and what your other MIDI is in. That's not the bass and your like low pad, right? Like your rolling bass and your 808s. The 808 sits on the C sharp the whole time. I think it just sits right here. I would highly recommend that it starts on the F sharp and then moves to the C sharp. Otherwise, it creates a lot of tension right there. And this is a really like pretty beat in a good way. Like, I really like this almost like Spanish guitar, you know, style at the top. Like, it has a really nice flair to it. I'm loving a lot of like the really crispy, snappy sound design. Like, there's so much about this beat that I'm really enjoying. I think that sounds absolutely fantastic. And then you get this like hyper tension that comes from the F sharp and C sharp playing at the same time. And then them not relieving, you know, relieving the other when you switch chords. So I'll play it from the top. Well, we can listen here really quick. Some of that tension can be kind of, you know, intentional, you know, no pun intended. But in this case, because everything is so like clean and punchy over the top of it, I would definitely recommend to start on the F sharp. Boom, 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 boom. Right, and then, you know, boom, boom, boom. Like, follow kind of a little bit more of that energy kind of in that pocket right there. Okay, let me back it up here. So it'll be here. That's where you would follow. And then you hear that tension immediately. You get that kind of rattle between the two when these two notes are kind of fighting for the same, you know, the same tension underneath it, especially because it's like two bass elements in a different progression. So I would just start on the F sharp. You'll want that for your pad as well, I think. Right there, F sharp, boom. C sharp. See how clean that feels there? Here, switch there, boom. Like your percussion a lot. Percussion, it's slicey, it's punchy, I like it. That switch right there that'll feel meaty. Like, that'll feel way tighter, way more cohesive. The rest of the sound design, I think, is awesome. Yeah, I think there's, you know, there's space for a vocal. There's good balancing as far as just the way that you're creating a lot of punch and a lot of snap. I think, for one, your sound design choices are really good. They're really clean. They're really sharp. So what you're choosing for your percussion, so on and so on, I think it's fantastic. That's why I really want to get the 808 and your low pad lined up, because if that is lined up, it's going to feel way more punchy. It's going to have way more, you know, drive behind it. That's the only thing to me that right off the bat that feels like it's missing. But otherwise, man, the sound design's really nice. I could easily hear a vocalist on here. Easily, easily. Same thing here. Smooth this out with the, you know, the C sharp minor on the pad. F sharp minor here. Even the piano, you hear how it kind of moves with it a little bit better. F sharp again on the bass. To me, that's really the only like major pain point of this beat connecting. I think is that low pad, right? You're like your low bass pad or rolling bass there. The move on it, I think, is fine. It's just making sure it's following the progression again, the same progression of the sample in your leads and so on and so on. And then the 808 changing as well. For me, those two things, the 808 and the low bass, those are the only like major things that need to happen here. That's easy. Couple little MIDI changes. I like the way it opens up from the pad, though. I mean, it's got a lot of punch. I mean, there's a lot of different artists I could hear on here. I like the drive on this a lot, man. This is cool. Nice little chop. Drop like same sample dropped an octave lower now. Like there's a lot of things that you're doing here that are really, really cool. So I love that you take the same sample, drop it an octave lower, chop in between there a little bit. It feels like you've shifted the energy a little bit. Only thing I'm aware of is the exact same progression happening the entire time with like really no change at all. Made it at 3 a.m. Hey, that's when the magic happens, R3trac, 100%. It's the only thing I'm aware of. How you deal with that obviously is up to you creatively, but I am aware that it is the exact same progression the entire time, right? Like it's F sharp, the guitar progression is F sharp to C sharp the entire time. Of course, for that to work, we need a match bass to do the same thing. So I'm curious what it could be like to switch into a moment that doesn't have that sample at all, and you move into something a little bit different that gives you a different progression, even lightly, or maybe even just hold on the C sharp minor for a moment and stay in a different world. So that's one thing I'm kind of just aware of is it is a lot of repetition of the exact same thing happening, even if you shift octaves and stuff like that. So maybe try to find a part where you can break that up a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. Hell yeah. I like it's matched with a little like brassy synth on the right side right there that I really, really like. The way that that's following the progression is great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how we could break that up. So you have these, following that progression. Like I'm curious if there's another. Like if we can find a little pocket, like a bridge or something in here where we bring it, like take out the 808, take out the 808, take out the percussion. Kasani, welcome in, man. Take out some of those extra elements and move down to like an A. This is an A major 7 to the like C sharp minor 7 or something. Back and forth. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. Like if there's like a way we can shift, it shifts the progression for a second until you go back and do boom, boom, dun. Yeah, until you build back the other energy. Again, A to a C sharp works pretty well there. There's a couple other options, of course, infinite options as far as progression goes. But yeah, I feel like it does kind of need a break from the exact same thing, just kind of shifting back and forth right there. Otherwise, I love the sound design. Like the lead a lot too. Like again, there's nothing that's standing out to me as far as like the actual composition of the production itself. I think it's great. Besides those, 2 notes and stuff in there, and there's just the repetition of progression. Marvin, thank you for the follow. Really cool, man. Really, really well done. Y'all show some love. Ground X, welcome in. Please show some love. Show some love. It is, Marvin. It is. Show some up to R3trac Beats right here in the chat. That is the family. We love and adore R3trac. Please show him some love and support. He's an amazing producer. He makes a ton of beats and a ton of different styles and genres, etc. So please show some love to the family. R3trac Beats right in here. Couple small tweaks, man, and you got something that's going to hit super, super hard. It's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel dynamic. And it's going to feel like it has a lot of energy to it. Let's get into these next tracks here, y'all. Let's get into these next tracks. I believe these will be our last 2 tracks for the night. I got 2 tracks left, and then we are out of here. 2 tracks left. I'll close up the line after this next one, and then we'll be out of here until Tuesday, I believe Tuesday or Wednesday. I will be out all weekend. I will not even be in studio. So if you want to submit, this is your last chance. These are our last ones. I'm only taking 2 more songs. Anyone that gets left on the board, of course, will always be saved. I will always make sure that anybody that's left on the board gets saved and boosted. So if you end up not getting heard tonight, I'll always make sure that I add to your credit, as well as make sure that I save you to my list. But we got Chance up next. Chance, hop in the chat. Once again, keep in mind, at any point, if you would like to be up on the live, you can be as well. If you feel like that would be beneficial to what you're doing, it's up to you. This is mastering for ibuprofen. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, let me double check a few things here. But we got Chance Mitchell in the building. Let me get this downloaded. Actually, give me 1 second, and then we'll dive into it. This is Arctic 731 right here in the chat. Right here in the chat. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. All right. Let's run it. Okay. I need details. I need all the details. So talk to me about the role that you play in your music, is the way I always phrase it. What is the role that you play in your music as far as building the beat, mixing this? Are you the vocals? Is this a YouTube beat? Is it a sound? Is it not a SoundCloud, a BeatStars lease? Did you produce it? Are you working with someone? Are you tracking in a studio? Are you working at home? What are we doing? Talk to me about the details and the context of your music, and let's get into it. So this is the song name. Oh, is the song name Mastering? Song name is Mastering, right? Or what's the, drop the song name in the chat as well, just because I feel like it's different on the file versus the email too. I'm a rapper. I buy beats from a bundle of people and YouTube. The song is called Ibuprofen. Okay, sounds good. Oh, so this is the mastering for, that makes more sense. The file name was Mastering for Ibuprofen. That's the file. that makes sense. I should know. All right, let's get into it. This is Ibuprofen. Let's dive in.
Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God, can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God, can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen. Please don't be surprised when you see that I'm trending. I see folks throw away talent to chase these local women. I was rapping in the bleachers,
good vocal mix.
Into college, then the doctors, now a scholar. Losing to me's not an option. My circle got smaller over the years. We've never been better. We can see the envy, sever them like a leper. I'm the feeling when you hit your parlay. I don't have an off day. The ones that slept on me gon' learn the hard way. Southside white boy with a little east. Used to kick it with my homie Diesel back on Ray Street. Don't play with me. Yeah, I'm not the type to play, boy. This a different magazine. I got flows that you ain't seen. This routine. Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God, can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God, can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen.
Okay, pardon me for the intrusion. Call me for the real music. They call in, but I've been muted. I've been great.
What's the feature on this?
I can never lose what I've been doing. They just go and try to duplicate it. Fail at it, they go back to hate. Now my name all in the conversation, and the real fake need a separation, but the fake kid get televised.
Kill
And
the
I ain't
Monte.
finna
Okay,
be
cool.
set aside. And they was blind to the money came. Now they all grew another set of vibes. I can set a vibe with a sheet of paper. I can see the lies. I can see the haters when I spit a verse. The track hot now. I'm back to singing like Anita Bae. Hold on, think I need a minute. Lay back in my showboat with a big play, cause I'm mean in it. Tryna ride my way, they gon' sink in it. Since I was young, I knew I was chose. So sit back and relax.
This
and
is
take
clean,
a
man.
big
This is
pill
cool.
of this ibuprofen.
Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God, can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating, rather be roller coasting.
Good
This
hook,
is a
too.
gift I got from God,
Catchy
can't
hook.
help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen, moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul, I call it that ibuprofen.
Where are you at with releasing this? as far as like it being in distribution or anything like that. I was gonna ask how they recorded. I was curious. Let's go. Y'all show some love. It's out on all platforms now. Wait, what are we doing with the file? We gotta stream it. We gotta stream it. Or no, I can play it from the file here too. But y'all go stream it. Because I don't want to. I'll have to open up another link for Spotify. No, you're good. You're good. I always want to give people the stream if it because obviously it helps. It's one more monthly listener, dude, and they're all we can use all we can get. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love. Please go stream Arctic 731. That's Chance Mitchell. The song is called Ibuprofen. It is out on all platforms. So please go stream it. Go like the track. Go add it to your playlist. Go follow on Spotify. All of that fun stuff. Show them some love and support, and definitely make sure that you follow here. Is the artist name Arctic, or is it Chance? Let me know. I'm curious about a couple things, and then we'll dive into the track. It's Arctic. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. I wanted to make sure just that your names were consistent, so it's really easy for people to find you and stream you and stuff like that. All right, let's run it from the top, man. Honestly, I'm really impressed with the mix on the vocals, specifically your vocals in this case. It's clean, it's crispy, it's really, really open. Saint Brom. Sorry, I can't see the chat from this far. Saint Brom. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. We got one more song after this. I need to update minimums really quick since it is only one more song. In fact, I'm going to close the line here in just a second. So if you want to submit, you can, but I only have time for one more song, so it would have to be a skip over that song. If you want to be there, you can check the line on the other platforms. If you go to either Twitch or YouTube, you see the line, the order, and the minimums over there. Otherwise, if you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and then just read through and follow the details there. Okay. Let's run this from the top. But yeah, really clean mix on the vocals. Production sounds really dynamic. It sounds punchy. Like this sounds like a really solid professional mix. Like this sounds clean. It sounds saturated well. It's done very, very well, man. I record the vocals on my Lewitt. Mike and I use Pro Tools. I focus on short form content now. So I send it for mixing. I love it. I love it. What do you think about 21 Pilots? Yeah, they're fine. I got no issues with 21 Pilots. All right. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, honestly, man, there's but beyond the other vocal, obviously you can tell. One of the reasons why I was going to ask about the feature vocal on this was the kind of warbling that's happening a little bit, which I'm assuming is because of the damaged microphone, where you get this almost like noise reduction kind of happening to it, or this like perceived noise reduction, kind of limited frequency response, and having to overcompensate that with some compression and EQ and stuff like that. So there's some of that happening in there. There's not a ton that you can do about that when you're dealing with something that's broken or super cheap or whatever it may be. As Buzzy Gizzy recorded on a broken mic, Clarity XV did not help. Yeah, Clarity and all like those Waves plugins, RX11, stuff like that. Like they're great. They do a good job, but they introduce sometimes as much artifact as they take away. And that can be challenging, right? Like if you do, even with simple plugins like NS1, like even really simple stuff, it sometimes introduces just about as much as it takes away. And so you're getting a little bit of that. That's hard to overcompensate for with, but all of that being said, it sounds really nice. Okay, there's really only one part of this mix I want to address, but let's just get back into the song. Let's just dive into it. All the subtractive EQ couldn't help either. I was on a time. Yeah, I get it. All right, keep in mind, y'all, this is released. Go stream it. Go show it some love. And we'll get into one detail here really quick, because I do think this is an important one for you.
Yeah, I like showboating.
All right, 24. All right, so keep in mind this quick little nugget here for anybody who is releasing their music and building their own productions or whatever it may be, and tracking their own vocals. Keep in mind that all of the major DSPs have a 30-second threshold for streams. Okay, that 30-second threshold is for counting the stream and for payouts. Okay. So everyone needs to keep this in mind when they're building their productions. Doesn't mean you have to like succumb to this, but it does mean that it's something that you need to keep in mind. There's a 30-second threshold for counting the stream and for payouts. What this means is that if 1 million people stream your song for 27 seconds, 28 seconds, and then they skip, they're like, I don't like it, I got bored, and they moved on, you'll see 0 streams and $0 from that, even though 1 million people engaged with it and started the track. If they don't go past 30 seconds, that threshold, you will not see the stream and you won't get paid for it. So having an intro that is engaging in some way, specifically within the first like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds for sure, earlier, cool. But for sure, the first 10, 15 seconds, if you don't have something happening there, if you haven't introduced yourself as an artist, which is what I typically recommend people do, odds are a lot of people are going to skip. And even if your streams are doing well, I haven't seen your Spotify or anything, but even if your streams are doing well, let's say you've got 50,000 streams on a song, there's potential that 120,000 people engaged with it, but just got bored in the beginning. And so having an optimized intro really makes a difference in the amount of streams that you actually see and the amount of money that you get paid for those streams as well. So one of the things that I'm listening for here is there's no introduction at all to your vocal in the first 24 seconds, right? So it starts here. Sounds fine. I mean, it sounds fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Loop back. This is 15 seconds in. The average person that is constantly bombarded with media and bombarded with music and trying to be sold music constantly on social media, a lot of people are going to just move past early things like that. This is why what I typically tell people is introduce yourself as an artist. And that can be a million different ways. That could be you taking your hook and filtering it and putting it in the intro, or using your own vocal as a sample early on. It could also be just talking. I mean, this is something that you'll hear with a lot of modern rappers. They just talk in the intro, just start saying shit. Just start saying like, they didn't want me to make this song, but I did anyways. I don't fucking know. Just you can say anything, right? But like just getting into that intro, you could literally just like take a deep breath. Light a lighter, what like the Lil Wayne light a lighter, like anything. And what it does though, even subconsciously, is it just lets the listener know that someone is there. Like you're about to hear a real artist. I'm sorry, Mom, I had to do it. Yeah, right. No, literally, just stuff like that. Like literally, this it's a joke, but like stuff like that. You just yeah, damn autocorrect, it ruined the punchline. But stuff like that, where you just start saying stuff. Yep, 100%. Take a deep breath. Just, I mean, you know, all Drake does is say yeah or a. Like that's enough, right? And what it does is like people come across a song, they come across a video, they're watching a show, and they hear that staple of the song, and they're like, oh, I know someone's here. Something cool's about to happen. There's more anticipation from the song for the song starting, as opposed to just letting this ride. And there being nothing to tell you, like there's an artist here, it's worthwhile listening to the next part of the song. I should stick around because something great's about to happen, and I should at least, I'm curious enough to like stick around, right? So introduce yourself within the first like 10 seconds somehow. Take a breath, light a lighter, say something, say yeah, who cares, right? Whatever it is, like introduce yourself. That way people grab on. I can almost assure you that your actual engagement for your music will be higher just for that reason alone. And that's a production structural thing, right? That doesn't have to do with marketing necessarily. It just has to do with people actually engaging with the song and you getting all of the stream counts for the amount of people that engage it, because at least they stuck around for 30 seconds. They can hate it after 30 seconds. They shouldn't, but they might hate it after 30 seconds, but at least you got paid your 0.043 cents for it. Okay, let's get to the main structure here. Now, as far as the mix goes, there's honestly literally one tiny little detail in here. And this is, are you okay with me coming with some of this for content? Dude, of course, 100%, yeah. Keep in mind also, no worries at all. All of these are saved to YouTube as well. So if you ever want to go back and reference anything, or even like screen record cleaner over there or whatever, all of these are saved as VODs on YouTube as well. So you can always grab from there as well if you need to go back. But yeah, no problem at all.
Hope that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating. Ride the beat, roller coasting. This is a
Okay, only thing that I hear in this that to me it has somewhat of an impact on the mix itself is there's a fairly significant pumping that's happening on the compression, I think on the master, where you're getting this big ebb and flow and like release and unrelease, like release and attack from the compression that's happening intermittently because of where your vocal sits and where the bass sits, I think is usually the thing that triggers it. What's happening potentially without seeing the session and knowing all what's going on, it kind of sounds like either like the bass, maybe some of the percussion or some of the background vocals or something. Something's happening on the beat itself that when it's engaged, it's suppressing everything, right? So let's say it's the kick, snare, and the 808 that's or the bass. It's like filling out a lot of that. That comes into the mix and the compression is triggered. The whole thing gets a little bit suppressed. Your vocal ducks back in the mix. And on the other side of it, when it releases for a second and the bass leaves for a moment, that release is triggered. Your vocal all of a sudden gets like 3 dB louder. So I'm going to play the hook again. And if you listen for it, you'll notice the vocal throughout the course of the song has a fair, to me, it's dramatic, but to the average listener might not be nearly as much as someone who's sitting here listening for these things, but a fairly dramatic difference in volume and just different phrasing in the vocals and different parts of the vocal. Typically that happens because of a compression issue where the compressor is triggering, it's getting some, the compression is being triggered, it's suppressing things, and then the thing that was triggering the compressor loosens, and then all of a sudden those elements that were suppressed come to life again for a moment in the mix, and you get this pumping. The compression is kind of boosting things and pulling them back and boosting things and pulling them back. And it makes the amplitude feel really inconsistent. I would love for that to be a little bit looser. It could be as simple as the input going into the compression being a little bit lighter, raising the threshold a little bit so you're not getting 5-6 dB of compression, especially on a master or maybe an instrument bus, vocal bus, whatever it may be. If it's happening on the master side, limiting your compression to like a max of 2 dB, So it's doing nothing but gluing and kind of polishing everything, but it's not really making too many strategic choices or stylistic choices for you. It's really just gluing everything together. If you're getting 4, 5, 6 dB of compression, you're just going to feel it a lot more, and it's going to happen on the whole mix where the volume's changing. So anyways, that's really the only thing that I heard. I want to pull back the hook here so we can kind of listen for that. But that's one thing I would just keep in mind. And getting some pumping right there. It's kind of taking control of the vocal and making the vocal have a pretty inconsistent volume on the hook. And I would love for that volume on the hook to be really consistent and really forward the whole time. Okay, let's back it up here.
Ride the beat, roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God. Can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the
Who's
soul.
Kildillis?
I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating. Ride the beat, roller coasting.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. So when you're hitting a little bit of a higher push on the register, it drops back just a little bit. And then after this, I think the bass leaves. It's probably one of the things that's triggering it. And then you get this little inflation that happens right after that.
This is a gift I got from God. Can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen.
A little bit of a jump right there. It's good for the soul. And right before there, you get this big burst of energy right there in the background.
Please don't be surprised when you see that I'm trending.
Right there. Please don't be surprised. Dun, dun, dun. You get this big wave of energy right there, especially when this again is probably happening because of the percussion. So when the percussion has some auto panning that's happening, cool. I like the effects. I like the aesthetic of it. You have some auto panning that happens, some bass that comes intermittently into the mix. When that happens, the vocal gets super suppressed. It's getting knocked back for a minute, and then it gets really loud once again right after that.
This is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen. Please don't be surprised when you see that I'm trending. I see folks throw away talent to chase these local women. I was rapping in the bleachers to the teachers in the college and the doctors.
Yeah, it's got to be like kick and bass. Kick and bass, or the boom, 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 and you get this big inflation. Like the first couple hits, kick and bass kick in. It's probably triggering that compressor on the master. When the kick and bass leave the mix for a second, it's just hats and snare. When the bass isn't as prominent, the kick isn't as prominent. That's most likely what's happening. So loosen that up a little bit. It's just going to make the mix feel more polished and professional and like even the whole time, where there's no like kind of strange thing. Like you don't want those. I'm going to do this. This is more dramatic, but like you don't want those situations where people like adjust their headphones because they don't quite know what they're hearing, or like maybe a song is really harsh, it's got harsh sibilants, and so people kind of are like adjusting their, adjusting their ears or turning down the song in the car a little bit or whatever it may be. You want people to be able to blast it. You know what I mean? You want them to be able to listen at full volume and not have any distractions to the experience. This is incredibly subtle. I'm just coming at this from an engineer perspective. It's very, very subtle. It's not like, it's not like the average listener is just like driving around in a Honda Accord and be like, oh my God, is there pumping in the compression on the master? Like, no one fucking knows that. Don't worry about it in that sense. I think it's a great song. It sounds awesome. It is a nice, punchy, clean mix. Love it on your vocal, like production mix sounds really, really clean. It's just a tiny little thing where you can just polish that up a little bit on the next record, so you can kind of keep it in the back of your mind. All right, let me get to the second vocal really quick, and we'll move on.
Ride the beat, roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God. Can't help that I feel chosen. My bars got weight, I'm swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen.
Okay, pardon me for the intrusion. Call me for the real music. They call in, but I've been muted. I've been great and they been foolish. I can never lose what I've been doing.
All things considered, it's a pretty clean mix on this vocal as well. Obviously, you hear the missing pieces to the puzzle here, but all things considered, dealing with a broken microphone, and it really doesn't sound bad. One thing you could try, just tossing this out there, is like you could add a little bit of like your own in and out layers to the vocal on his verse, like some accent vocals that come in on the outside that give it a little bit of that brightness and that openness as a stack. Occasionally, like on the ending punchlines, to just give it, a little edge and a little punch, just so it doesn't feel like too much. All of a sudden, the whole mix is kind of shrunk down to this darker, more filtered vocal because it's missing some of that frequency response. There's options to try to wake it up a little bit and give it a little bit more, energy, a little bit more drive. But that's about, it's about what you can do when you're dealing with a broken microphone and a time crunch, like where you don't really have a lot of options to be like, hey, go to the studio, record it here, get this mic in the mail, whatever. Like, that's challenging.
Go and try to duplicate it. Fail at it, then go back to hate.
And as far as like energy, emoting on the microphone, performance, like lyricism, there's a lot that I love about this, man. But both of y'all did a fantastic job, all things considered. It's a really, really good record, man.
And they was blind to the money came, now they all grew another set of vibes. I can set a vibe with a sheet of paper. I can see the lies, I can see the haters when I spit a verse. The track hot now, I'm back to singing like Anita Baker. Hold on, think I need a minute. Lay back in my showboat with a big plate, cause I'm mean in it. Tryna ride my way, they gon' sink in it. Since I was young, I knew I was show, so sit back and relax and take a
clean
big pill of this side.
It's a great record, man.
Ride the beat, roller coasting. This is a gift I got from God. Can't help that
Little
I've been
pumping.
chosen. My bars got weight, I'm
Smooth.
swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen. Yeah, I like showboating. Ride the beat, roller coasting. This is a gift
That's
I
a
got
good
from
hook,
God.
man.
Can't help that I
That's
feel
a great
chosen.
hook.
My bars got weight, I'm swollen. Moving mountains, erosion. This
Nasty.
is good for the soul. I call it that ibuprofen.
Same thing here. You might want to say something at the very end, right? You might want to add in that extra little texture right there, like whatever. Say some of the like last little punch in, like you could even like just talk the last couple lyrics right there and have a little bit of a closer to the song, so it doesn't just feel like here's a beat, here's you, the beat just kind of keeps going, but you're done. It feels a little bit less compartmentalized, and it feels a little bit more intentional from the artist side to bookend this song with you as the artist saying something, a little bit of the hook, filter it down, whatever, something that keeps you engaged from start of the song to end of the song, especially in this genre, in this, in this kind of a record. I would polish and be a little bit more intentional with intro and outro and stuff too. But y'all are amazing, man. Both of y'all crushed this. I'm excited to hear more from you, Arctic. You're a great lyricist, man. Great energy on the mic. Really love your presence. I think y'all are doing some fantastic stuff, man. Y'all show some love. Show some love, and show some love. Also, give it up for Arctic on here. Make sure that you are following Arctic 731 and go stream the song. It is called Ibuprofen. It is out on all platforms. Go like the track. Go add it to your playlist. Go stream it. Go follow on Spotify. All that good stuff. It's Arctic 731 right here in the chat. If you scroll up just a little bit, that's them right there. Arctic 731. I believe I think the name is just Arctic though on Spotify. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. All right, let's close it out, y'all. Let me go and close the line. This will be our last one. It's getting late. It's getting late. We got Sam Derose in the building. Sam Derose, hop in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me close it up on the other platforms as well. And we will be out of here until next week, y'all. We will be out of here until probably Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, Sam's in the building. All right, let me pull up the email here. Oh, we got the official video. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Sounds good, man. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much, man. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are fantastic. Dylan, welcome in. All right, let's get it, man. This is gonna close us out. We got Sam Derose Jr. in the building. This is called New Life. Sam, I believe it's my first time hearing you. I would love some details, would love some context. So talk to me about the production, talk to me about mix, talk to me about the role that you play in your music. And let's get into it, man. Let's go ahead and get into this first listen here. Let's dive in. All right, it's loading. This is New Life by Sam Derose Jr.
Used to be a time when I wasn't alive. Take away, give away my life. Double eights was such a long time year, but tomorrow was never mine.
I know. It actually, the music video kind of looks like this, to be honest. Y'all go check out the video. It's trippy. It's funky. I would love some details on this record, man. This is interesting. What's up, Bruce? Welcome in.
Story time, telling so quiet. We can't take the sky today and fly away. You and I, it's all fine. Turn you on and get you high. Let me be your new life. Sunshine of my love, all right.
You know, it was a long time waiting, but you grew up, gave you my best.
Who produced this?
Right away, find me a place.
Who's going to produce that? Abbey Road Studios? No, wait. The Abbey Road Studios?
Right away, find me a place. Save me today. Hooray, hooray, hooray. You and I are so fly. Turn me on and get me high. Let me be.
That's
your
amazing.
new
That's
life.
amazing. That's really cool.
Sunshine of my love, all right. You and I, it's all fine. Turn you on and get you high. Let me be your new life. Sunshine of my love, all right.
Let's go, Sam. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all, show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is Sam Derose Jr. The song is called New Life. I just watched the official video, and y'all should go check it out as well. Go check it out as well. It's super fun. Did you do the video all yourself as well? Just like green screen editing, like all of the above. I'm kind of assuming you did it all yourself. If you did, I'm impressed. Let's go, Sam Derose Jr. Let's go. I love it. I'm obsessed with the 80s. I love the 80s, and this reminds me a lot of like 80s music videos and like early 90s, like 80s, early 90s pop music video and stuff like that. I feel like I'm scheduled with A9L Bros and messing me up. With what, Libby? And also, y'all, this song's 3 years old. This song is 3 years ago. Yeah, exactly, retro. It's 3 years old. 253,000 views on YouTube. Amazing. I love it. It's a really quirky, interesting music video as well. I love a lot of what's going on here. Recorded at the legendary Abbey Road Studios. If you don't know the legendary, the page saw AI was like, I know, yeah, that's tough. No, this isn't. This is 3 years old. This is I can see a lot of what's actually going on in the background, but yeah, that is always something you have to keep in mind or just be kind of looking out on. All right, let's run it from the top. Let's get into some details here. Abbey Road Studios is amazing. It would be so fun. It'd be so fun. Yeah, green. Yeah, this one's green screened on the video. It would be so fun to do a stint at Abbey Road Studios. That'd be what an honor. Okay, let's run it from the top. Let's get into it. Love the synths, love the pads, like the build out here is so good.
Used to be a time when I wasn't alive. Take away, give away my life.
So are you playing all of the different instruments? Drum, synth, guitar, obviously vocal. You're playing all of the different instruments here?
Give away my life.
Amazing.
Double eights was such a long time year, but tomorrow was never mine.
Yeah, real drums. Beautiful harmony. Like this is just like, yeah, it's old school. I love it. Again, like I said, this is the era that I love for a lot of different reasons. But one, like, there's just something about, and I don't care how people make their music necessarily, but there's something so, even if you don't like this style of music, there's just something so endearing about the real thing and something so specific about the real thing of like real musicians playing real instruments and all of like the flaws and quirks and interesting things that come along with that. To me, it's so engaged. Like, even if you like don't like, that's what I'm saying. It's like someone in here who like only listens to a particular like modern hip hop or something like that, they might might not ever want to listen to a song like this. But as far from a quality standpoint, and just from an effort standpoint and just an ability standpoint, musicianship standpoint, I think it's really, really just engaging to listen to. Like this song is like, it keeps the brain on its toes the entire time. Some of that is the structure of the production that you built, but some of it is just hearing different things happening all the time when you're playing live drums, analog synths, like real vocals. Obviously, you're playing electric guitar and bass and stuff like that. Every little change that's happening over the course of the song keeps things engaged and keeps things locked in. You know the washing machine retrack? I'm sure it's very, 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 very common.
Turn me on and get me high. Let me be your new life. Sunshine of my love, all right. 3 became 11, taking pay.
I'm looking at something. Wait. So so in the video, sheets are done. So in the video, who's playing, because you did all the instruments. In the video, who's playing guitar or there's I think another drummer, or is that's not all you? Yeah, I think guitar and drums. Okay, so you got them for the video.
11, taken, paid within change, pulled into the shine. Long time running, coming down off the hill. Story time.
What kind of bass is that?
So quiet. We can't take the sky today and
That's cool, Sam.
You
That's a really cool bass. Yeah, once you check out the video, I mean, the video is so quirky and colorful. I love it. I love it. It's just it's weird, and I love weird things. It just like makes me happy to see just art like this. It's really fun. And but yeah, that go check out the bass. Though. That's a really really cool bass.
Let me be your new life, sunshine of my love.
Does it have a whammy bar?
All right.
Dragon Eddie a soloist?
You know, it was a
I mean, this feels very late 80s. I mean, Bucket Brigade chorus, double tracked, open stereo, like it's got all those markings of like 80s alt rock. Like
but you grew up, gave you my best.
Interstate right away, find me a place. Save me today, we'll take a drive. Interstate
it's
right
fun.
away.
I just love that. I mean, as much as yes, and the main solo is a bass solo. Let's go. Okay, yeah, like no, I just love. There's something about that sound design that will forever make me happy. Forever, like that chorused guitar sound and like analogs, like Juno 106, Jupiter 8 style analog synths will forever have a place. Like there's something about like that sound of those synths and like a mini Moog bass that will I'll never get sold to me. Never get sold to me.
Find me a
Thank you for the heart
place.
me. I appreciate it.
Save me today, hooray, hooray, hooray. You and I are so fly.
This is great, man. This is great. 90s forever.
On and get me high. Let me be your new life. Sunshine of my love, all right.
I mean, that is like, yeah, that is the bass. What in the world? What gauge strings do you have on that thing? How are you playing this on the bass? I mean, I'm watching you play it on the. I can see you playing it on the bass right now.
You and I, it's all fine. Turn you on.
And did you get memorialized? I was gonna say they have to be pretty light to do what you're doing. Like even just like semitone to two semitone bends and stuff like that. Like some of the riffs that you're doing at the high, like on the higher frets, like you can't do them like typical like heavy gauges. That'd just be very very challenging. And some people can, but like that'd be very very challenging to do. And then did you get a session musician for the trumpet?
You on and get you high. Let me be your new life. Sunshine of my love, all right.
Yeah, nice. So cool, man. And I just love, I mean, again, as someone who just, I love like the heritage and like history of music and stuff like that too. Like, I love that all of this was recorded at Abbey Roads too. Like that is one of the most legendary studios on planet Earth. It is such a cool space. It has so much history. I mean, we're talking the Beatles. There's so many, like there's so much history there. So it's just so cool for you to have had the opportunity to track in a space like that and be in an environment like that. That's really, really cool and very, very impressive. And I'm loving the sound too, man. I think it's really, really cool. It's unique. It's quirky. It's real. It feels incredibly vibrant. So yeah, very, very cool, man. I appreciate you sending this in. It's still not making sense to me that that's coming out of the bass. So cool. I think I missed this last part here. No, it's just the end right there. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love. That was fun, man. That was fun. A nice little treat to close out the live today. Y'all, please show some love to Sam Derose Jr. That was fun, man. Just great, real musicianship. It feels vibrant. It feels alive. It's got a lot of quirks to it. That to me, those quirks and those flaws are what make art and make music so interesting to listen to, and what allows people to connect to it in a really human way. So y'all, please show some love to the family. Show some love to Sam Derose Jr. right here in the chat. Can't wait to hear more from you as well. That is going to close us up for tonight, y'all. I love and appreciate y'all so much. I will be out for the next like 3 days. So I won't be on Sunday, Monday, most likely not Tuesday either. I'm not positive, but I'm kind of assuming, or maybe Tuesday. But I'll be out for the next couple days. So hopefully we'll see y'all very, very, very soon. Just make sure that y'all are following here on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And just a quick spiel for those of you who don't know, I do work full time as an audio engineer, music producer, and session musician. So if you ever need those services at any point, shoot me a message where you need analog hardware, synths, keys, electric, acoustic, bass, guitars, live drums, vocals, or you need a full production package, mixing and mastering, whatever it is. Let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, even though I'll be out for the next couple days. I don't know what my service will be like and stuff. So either way, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have an amazing, amazing rest of your evening. Hopefully we'll see y'all too soon. Peace.